Emotionally available people do exist. They absolutely do exist. I am here to tell you that. I know it doesn't feel like it. Maybe you've gone through the avoidant experience, maybe more than once. Maybe you've also been discarded by a narcissist or two in your past. And then when you reflect on it, it's like, shoot, everybody I've ever committed to was emotionally unavailable. They were all takers in the relationship. I gave so much of myself and only received breadcrumbs in return. And it can really be easy to get cynical and jaded, to feel like there's nothing but emotionally unavailable and toxic people out there. But I'm here to tell you, emotionally available people do exist. And I know that through my own personal experience, as well as my coaching. Every single day, I have people on the other side of the screen from me that are emotionally available. They are out there. The problem is, emotionally available people often have a hard time finding each other. Why is that? Because they often get tied up with and committed to people that are emotionally unavailable. Now, how do you get to the emotionally available person? How do you find them? Your boundaries. Your boundaries, which are your limits of what you will and will not tolerate, what you want, don't want, what you need and don't need, and how you expect your partner to show up for you. Your expectations can be a boundary. Your boundaries are your sword and shield. Part of being emotionally available, and this is a core component, is the ability and willingness to empathize with your partner, to feel their emotions along with them, even if you don't agree with them, to still care about their feelings. Emotionally unavailable people, they don't have that ability to empathize. They don't have the willingness to. They're only able to really consider themselves and what they perceive they want, need, feel, or fear. That's why emotionally unavailable people are not really able to maintain relationships with people that have and hold boundaries, because they're not willing or able to consider someone else's needs. It's ultimately about them, especially when they're triggered. So when you have hold and enforce boundaries, you will make sure that you are not tied up with a person that is not emotionally investing in you the way that you are with them. You'll be free to meet that emotionally available person. Emotionally unavailable people are selfish because of their own insecurities, their own walls. They're really coming to a relationship with a what's in it for me attitude. That doesn't mix well with boundaries. They love their own, not yours. So when you have hold and enforce boundaries, yeah, it's very likely that the emotionally unavailable person will exit the relationship. And that's one of the core reasons why people fail to hold boundaries in a relationship, the fear that this person's going to leave. But if you have hold and enforce a boundary, and you do it in a kind, healthy way using non-critical communication, the I feel statements, and this person still runs, well, what they're really telling you is that they were never going to respect your boundaries. Your wants and needs were never important to them, and they were never going to meet your expectations. Sure, it's disappointing, but it's a heck of a lot better than spending more time and emotional energy with a person that is not investing it in you. You deserve somebody who reciprocates that energy. You deserve somebody who puts the same commitment and effort and investment into the relationship that you do. And an emotionally available person will respect your boundaries. And an emotionally available person will empathize with your feelings. Sure, decent partners that are emotionally available can step over a small boundary sometimes. We're all human, we make mistakes. But the emotionally available partner will take accountability and work to do better the next time when they step over a boundary. The selfish, emotionally unavailable partner will run away when you hold a boundary, or if they're toxic and emotionally unavailable, they'll just get mad at you or annoyed at you for having the boundary and make it seem like you're the problem for having the boundary to begin with. Your boundaries are never wrong. They are what work for you. It's what works for you. Never allow someone to tell you that your boundaries or your expectations are wrong. Maybe it doesn't work for them, but this is what works for you. And holding and enforcing those boundaries will make sure that you are available when that healthy, emotionally available partner comes along. And by the way, holding boundaries, what a confidence booster, because you're sending yourself the message that your feelings matter and that you can rely on yourself to take care of yourself. And when you do meet that emotionally available partner, when you find that person that reciprocates the love, energy, time, the emotional investment in you, it is the best feeling in the world. It really is. It is a game changer. And then you look back at all the pain and the heartache that you went through, and you realize that you had to learn these lessons, unfortunately. But those lessons, which you didn't deserve, but you had to go through, are ultimately what got you to the right person. And now, when you have the real thing with somebody who is emotionally available, those painful experiences of the past will just make you appreciate this person that much more. You absolutely can find the right person. They do exist. There are billions of people on planet Earth. There are good ones out there and you can find them, but your boundaries are the way to do it. If you don't hold boundaries, you are very likely going to just continue to be in relationships with people that are emotionally unavailable, selfish, and not putting their energy into you the way that you are to them. Don't sell yourself short. Hold your boundaries. It's not fun, but it's worth it. Because when you get to that right person, it's worth all the effort in the world. It really is.